Hello and welcome to the VARC Bookkeeping Academy. Today I am going over my favorite sources for Intuit bookkeeping news, and I'm hoping that you will all share yours too. So I'm going to try and keep this a little short today to allow for conversation and collaboration. So, hi, my name is Angie, and I hate surprises. I kind of sound like I'm leading a support group today, but really, it's true. So I like change. I get bored with stagnant things, but by some weird twist of fate, I really hate surprises. If you want to ruin my birthday, surprise party. If the boss wants to treat the team with a mystery outing from work, expect 42 questions from me on every aspect of the outing so that I can plan accordingly. So you can imagine that when I log into QBO and everything looks different, I'm not a happy camper. So to help any others out there who dread surprises, I'd like to discuss how to get bookkeeping news from Intuit so you can prepare for the inevitable changes. So here at VARC, we try our best to make sure our coworkers, clients, and partners have the most up-to-date news when it comes to Intuit and specifically QuickBooks bookkeeping products. But I thought it might be helpful for all of you to know where some of that official Intuit update information comes from. I would like to add in the little reminder that this is the Bookkeeping Academy, so our focus remains on the bookkeeping side of things, not tax or marketing or anything else Intuit has their little fingers in. So, the four most helpful Intuit bookkeeping sources that I have found are their conference, their blog, their podcast, and their webinar. And I think that depending on how you prefer to receive information, there is something for everyone. On an administrative note, I have attempted to post all of the websites for these sources in the chat function of Zoom, but if it doesn't work, we'll also post for them we will post them for you as soon as possible. So first I'm going to start with their conference, Intuit Connect. This is the recently renamed QuickBooks Connect that, pre-COVID, was held each fall in San Jose, California. This year's, the 2025 Intuit Connect, will be held at the Aria Hotel in Las Vegas, October 27th through 29th. So this is where the big C's, think former CEO Brad Smoose and current CEO Sasson, and I am not going to try his last name, get on stage and tell the audience all the new things Intuit is working on. So almost 8 years ago, in 2017, the main stage, that was the first time I ever heard Sasson talk about the QuickBooks Assistant, which you may actually recognize as the precursor to the current Intuit AI agent. 2018 was the first time I heard that QBO would have statements uploaded directly from financial institutions. So the conference has consistently been where they announce their newest and their bestest. And yes, I know that's not a real word. So to wrap it up, this conference has breakout sessions for education, a fully stocked vendor expo floor for you to explore, and literally hundreds of other accounting and bookkeeping professionals to network. If you are looking for CPE credits, you can rack them up here. But the price can be steep. $1,200 for a single pass, plus flights, hotels. It puts the conference out of range for some. So no worries, I've also got 3 free options for news as well. So next up, I want to talk about their blog and online forum, which has been called Firm of the Future. As you can imagine, this is all the Intuit upcoming news in written form. I would like to pretend that I'm up to date on all things Intuit, but originally I found this by accident by Googling how to perform some function or another in QBO years ago. I like these Firm of the Future blog articles because not only do they have news on upcoming Intuit features and products, but they have real-world examples on how different companies have integrated their products. You'll find actionable roadmaps and how-to guides along with insights from trusted professionals. Then, part of this Firm of the Future is an Intuit Accountant online forum with interactive discussion boards. Accounting professionals ask questions, troubleshoot QuickBooks, share workflows, and seek peer advice. Recent threads have covered everything from tax relief referrals to payroll form issues. And you'll see in the answers of these forums, these are often monitored and answered by Intuit moderators. And if you too have Googled how to perform some function or another in QuickBooks, I imagine you have stumbled across this online forum before. So if you prefer to read your news, this may be a good option for you. Next up, for the busy professional, perhaps the multitasker who likes to listen to their news while they're doing mindless tasks, the On the Books podcast may be for you. So this one's actually fairly new. I believe they're only on episode 18. The podcast typically features a conversation-style format with two hosts that usually runs 30 to 45 minutes. The Intuit hosts bring in accounting leaders and experts to dive into specific topics like AI adoption, new accounting trends, or enhancements in QuickBooks. Recent episodes included everything you need to know about the new QuickBooks innovations and navigating the AI frontier. If podcasts are your jam, I suggest you try this out. And then finally, the fourth source of information is my personal favorite. It's the In the Know webinar. If you've watched this webinar over the years, you'll know they've gone through some changes. The host, platform, and format have changed, but I still find the information extremely helpful. Again, they go over Intuit announcements, deep dive into features with live demos, and talk about upcoming education and beta testing opportunities, if that's your thing. This is a monthly webinar that goes live on the third Thursday of every month at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you attend live and answer their poll questions, you're eligible for CPE. If you cannot attend live, if those pesky clients get in the way of education, any registered attendees will receive a link via email to watch the recorded show afterwards. They also have started putting out bite-sized weekly videos showing product screens and guided walkthroughs. And although CPE is not available for these little weekly versions, the pre-recorded shorter time frames, under 10 minutes each, may better fit your schedule. So now that I've introduced the 4 different sources for you, for those of you who want to try to be on top of the absolute latest, I tried to track a topic to see which source had the information first. So for my topic, I've chosen the new user interface for QBO that will be rolled out in full by October of this year. If this new user interface is a surprise, then I'm extremely sorry. I hate myself for doing this to you. Oh, and hey, by the way, Intuit is changing the user interface for QBO. They've already begun to let people opt in as of July 1st. We'll start shifting people over as August 1st, and everyone will be on the new UI by October 1st. Yay, surprises. So here's my mini disclaimer on the dates. I picked this topic after I watched the July 2024 In the Know webinar, then retroactively attempted to go find the first introductions. So if this isn't perfect, I apologize in advance. But as far as my notes and research go, Intuit Connect, the conference, first introduced the new UI last year in October of 2024. Firm of the Future, the blog, first ran a January 2025 article and then came back and updated that same article in April of 2025. On the Books podcast, I believe they first brought it up in the June 10th episode. Someone can correct me on that if I am wrong. And then finally, In the Know, the webinar, did a product screen tour this last week in their July show. So of course, the expensive conference was first, the blog second, the podcast, and then the webinar brought up last place. So obviously the conference is the place to get things. But the conference back in October of 2024 didn't have the dates for rollout. And on that note, Sasan didn't tell me back in 2017 that the Intuit AI assistant was going to be on every screen of QBO. So I still recommend you pick your favorite method of receiving news and enjoy. So I now would love to hear from you on all of your favorite bookkeeping, accounting, or bookkeeping news sources. Does anyone have any they'd like to share?
Well, I have a few.
Have at it, please.
I'm a big podcast person, so I really like the unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast on. I listen to it on Amazon Music, but I think it's available on quite a few others. It used to be Hector Garcia and Alicia Katz-Pollock. Now it's mostly just Alicia. Hector comes on occasionally, but I'm a big follower of both of them because they always seem to be in the know, and they're really good at introducing new things, and usually ahead of, maybe not ahead of Intuit themselves, but really soon. And clients start asking about things. I'm like, oh yeah, I just heard a podcast about that. So it's helped me be a little maybe ahead of at least our clients asking questions. Another good one is, I guess it's still Alicia Katz-Pollock, is Insightful Accountant on, I listened to that one on YouTube. And just a little heads up, Brad has actually been a guest on that one. Those are pretty much my main ones. A little off accounting topic is Oh My Fraud on Amazon, which talks about fraud happening in business, and really interesting. But that's about, yeah. Oh My Fraud. I forgot the guy's name, but he used to be like one of the marketing people at Gusto, and that's Caleb something, I think. And funny guy and a great host.
There you go. And on the Insightful Accountant note, they also do have blogs and forums that can be sent out to you if you register them.
Yeah, and great webinars too.
Anybody else? Well, if there's nothing else, then you get 15 minutes of your life back today. And I hope everyone enjoyed today's installment of VARC Solutions Bookkeeping Academy. Thanks for joining, guys.